We start with a food competition. Soma and his dad both make dishes, and the judge is Mayu, a woman whose job is basically to scream "Sugoi" every time food touches her tongue. The moment she tastes Dad's dish, she loses her mind like she just discovered Wi-Fi for the first time. Of course, Dad wins again. Soma gets salty, like literally the boy is sodium on legs. But Dad tells him, "Beta, try beating me once at least. You've lost 500 times already." And Soma goes, "Actually, Dad, it's only 489 times. Please get your facts straight." Meanwhile, in the restaurant, everyone is obsessed with Dad's food, because obviously the poor MC can't have nice things. Mayu tries to cheer Soma up and says his fried rice was also good, which is the kind of lie moms tell their toddlers after they make mud cakes. Soma gets triggered and forces her to taste his new dish, made from octopus tentacles. Yes, octopus, because nothing says romantic cooking anime like traumatizing a customer. He straight up shoves it into Mayu's mouth, and she screams like someone just subscribed to her OnlyFans without paying. She says, "I can feel tentacles all over my body." Dad motivates Soma and says he also made terrible dishes in the beginning. Soma replies, "Dad, my dishes are even worse than yours." At least the boy is self-aware. Next day, Soma is helping his dad at the shop. Outside, a woman is staring at their restaurant like she's planning a kidnapping. Soma feels unhappy with his cooking again because he wants to surpass his dad and run the place solo. "Brother, you can't even beat your dad once. Relax." The same mysterious lady walks in and shows Soma her business papers. Relax. She tries convincing Soma to make his dad sell the restaurant. He refuses. She drops her business card on the table like some mafia don and says small shops struggle a lot. "If you can't satisfy customers, what will you do?" Soma, with the confidence of someone who's never paid rent, says, "Then we'll close the shop forever." And he burns the business card. This guy watched one shonen anime and thinks he's unstoppable. The lady leaves, saying she'll return, because villains never just leave peacefully. Next scene, Soma is carrying groceries home. Dad calls and says he's going away for a while. Also, "Don't open the restaurant until I return." And then he hangs up. Soma is confused like he accidentally clicked skip ad. He reaches home and sees the kitchen destroyed. Someone ruined the chicken like it owed them money. The restaurant signboard is also vandalized. Then the villain lady appears again and says, "This place looks dirty, probably because of that signboard. Ma'am, you literally trashed it." Gaslighting level, expert. She orders food and tells Soma he definitely won't satisfy her. She starts laughing like a cartoon villain. Meanwhile, the audience, yes, you, is sitting there like, "Oh great, another anime girl bullying the MC." Classic. Soma puts on his chef outfit, which is basically just pants and a bandana. Bro thinks he's in a fan service episode. He starts cooking something dangerous looking. The lady asks, "Did you take all the meat out of the fridge?" Soma's goons reply, "Yeah bro, we took out all the meat." Meanwhile, Soma starts cooking something so dramatic that everyone's brain starts lagging like a cheap mobile phone. Finally, he presents a potato and bread dish. The villain lady looks at him like he just served her boiled air. "I ordered meat. Is this a joke? This place is trash." And Soma, with the confidence of someone who has failed 489 times, says, "Eat it once. If you still hate it, then talk." The moment she smells the dish, she enters another dimension. She takes a bite, and boom, full-on food nirvana. Madam is acting like she just unlocked a premium subscription to happiness. Soma goes, seems like someone's enjoying. Want to know the secret?" And then he explains like he's narrating a romance novel. "First, I boiled the potato and stripped it naked. Then I bullied some mushrooms and onions. Then I wrapped them lovingly with meat, and finally shoved them all into the oven." Bro is describing food like it's 50 Shades of Grey. Even I'm confused why my mouth is watering. Everyone is shocked, and the villain lady can't stop eating. Soma tries to take the dish away, but she screams, "Bring it back." Soma says, "Okay, but one condition. Promise me you won't come near this place again." She says no. So our boy starts walking away dramatically. Immediately, everyone starts drooling like they just saw free Wi-Fi. So she finally agrees. Soma gives it back to her, and the moment they eat it, goosebumps. Electricity. Full chakra opening. Bruh, is this food or Viagra? After the group finishes enjoying the dish, next day Soma is cleaning the restaurant, thinking, "I won't let this place close." Suddenly his dad returns and asks, "What happened here?" Soma shrugs. "Nothing serious, just some violent customers." Dad then drops the bomb. "Soma, we have to close the restaurant. Apparently a friend called Dad for work, and he won't be around to run the place." But the plot twist? Dad has enrolled Soma in the top cooking school in the entire country. So in the next scene, Soma arrives at the school thinking, "Great, old men will teach me how to make dalchawal." Then we see the guards throwing 2 students out of school. Soma's butt tightens instantly. The headmaster announces, "Only 10% of students ever graduate." Soma internally, "Why did Dad send me here to die?" Then we meet Irina, the beautiful but terrifying girl whose whose tongue is basically the god of food. She hates almost everything people cook. Even Michelin star chefs fear this child. Next scene, Dad calls Soma from New York, telling him he's now cooking in the Manhattan Royal Hotel. A guy named McFly appears behind him like a creep, saying, "Sir, I missed your cooking so much." Dad roasts him instantly. "Relax, idiot. Don't get too happy or your blood pressure will explode." Everyone at the hotel is obsessed with Soma's dad's cooking. Even bald monks break their fasting vows to eat. Dad explains he traveled to Italy, India, and Spain, and now he's cooking in America for a while. He then motivates Soma, "You won't survive in that cooking school." We see Irina again. Her secretary tells her it's time to judge the transfer student. Cut to Soma with his sad face when a guy calls him over. "My name is Yashiki. My family owns a French restaurant." So Yashiki introduces himself, and Soma also tells him, "My family runs a restaurant too." But guess what? All the transfer students here come from restaurant families. It's like the Avengers, but everyone's superpower is chopping onions. Yashiki asks Soma about his restaurant. Soma casually says, just a small shop. And Yashiki kicks him like a street dog. "Small shop? Bro, you're poor. Don't sit next to me." "Excuse me?" Did this man just try to become a villain for no reason? But Soma grabs his collar and says, "What do you even know about me?" Our boy finally has his main character moment. He storms off, and the girls watching whisper, "Does he really think a small shop boy can join this school?" Soma is thinking, if the students are this toxic, how bad will the judges be? Is this school or Indian Idol auditions? In the school hall, Irina arrives to announce the results. Every dude in the room instantly forgets their GPA. She holds up an egg and says, "Make a dish from this, and you pass. You have 1 minute. Anyone who wants to leave now. 1 minute." Everyone's heart explodes. Half the boys run away like she's holding a bomb. Soma asks Yashiki, "Why is everyone running?" Yashiki explains, "Bro, Irina is insane. When normal babies say mama, she said, excuse me, this milk lacks flavor. Change it." She has been judging food since birth. All the big restaurant owners are her clients. If she rejects your dish, your career is dead. Yashiki then runs away too because plot armor is not on his side. Irina says she'll cook something. Her secretary Hisako starts drooling instantly. Irina asks, "You like my cooking? Want some?" Hisako.exe has stopped working. Suddenly Soma pops up. "Excuse me, I just need to cook the egg and I'll pass." Irina turns around like, "Did this commoner just talk to me?" She asks, "You're sure? You have to make an egg dish in 1 minute. You can still run away." Soma places his hand on her shoulder like he's in a romance anime and says, "Oh no, I'm scared." Hisako flips out. "Hey, don't you dare touch her. Do you know who she is? Top student, youngest council member, goddess of food, bow down peasant." Soma ignores all that and starts inspecting knives. Bro really said, "I'll roast them later." Irina and Hisako shout, "Hello? Look at US2. But our man says, "Focus mode activated." Irina checks his file and says, "Small shop?" Pathetic like giving a diamond to a dog. "Thanks, Irina. Please continue ruining self-esteem for free." Irina gives Soma a chance. He starts chopping vegetables and heating soup. Irina asks, "Can you tell me what you're making?" Soma, "You can't tell just by watching." Irina, "Say one more word and I'll fail you right now." She insists again, "I don't have time to waste. Tell me." Soma replies, "I'm making my restaurant's 8-star secret dish. Boiled egg with sticky rice." Irina laughs like a villain. "Knew it. Useless. You can't do anything." She starts to walk away, but Soma stops her. "This isn't normal sticky rice. It's called transforming fried rice." Everyone's eyebrows go up. Soma gets back to work, cooking with the confidence of someone who's burned his kitchen 14 times before. He finishes the dish, and everyone stares like it's glowing. Everyone's jaw drops at Soma's dish. Irina looks at it and goes, "This doesn't even make me hungry. I like crazy dishes on my plate." "Ma'am, the dish is entirely normal. You're the crazy one." She starts walking away again, but Soma stops her and says, "Wait, this isn't even my dish's final form." Bro really turned his food into a Dragon Ball transformation. He lifts the egg bowl, revealing something underneath. Then he sprinkles a jelly-like substance on the rice. It melts beautifully and mixes with the egg. Irina's eyes widen. "This looks like chicken." She takes a bite, and boom, her soul leaves her body. She takes another bite. Soma smirks. "Second bite already? Why enjoying it?" Irina, "Shut up. Let me eat in peace so I can figure out what this is." She keeps eating like she hasn't seen food for 3 years. She asks, "What is this?" Soma explains, "That jelly ball you tasted? It's made from chicken wings. When it melts on the egg and rice, it creates a sweet flavor." He then asks, "So, did you find peace now?" Irina snaps, "I haven't judged it yet." Then takes another bite and gets hit with maximum food ecstasy. Girl is acting like Soma is physically controlling her body. "Soma, you were supposed to be the queen of food. If you keep playing around in the kitchen like this, you'll never make good dishes. Irina wants to disappear from Earth after that roast. She gets embarrassed and fails him, then storms into the hall shouting, "Who does that boy think he is?" Irina Nakiri, will never forgive him. People like him should not be in this academy. She calls her grandfather, the school director, and says, "Grandpa, everyone failed today. No one passed. Zero." We meet a 13-year-old girl named Megumi. She's leaving home for culinary school. Her family waves goodbye as if she's going to war. On the train, she thinks, "I hope I don't mess up. I hope I survive." Girl, this is a cooking school, not Squid Game. She arrives at Tatsuki Culinary Academy, already shaking like a washing machine. Irina is on stage getting honored, and every guy in the audience is dreaming about dating her. But they all know their limits, because Irina is the granddaughter of the director. The director himself walks on stage. Every student instantly becomes religious. He gives a terrifying speech. For 3 years, you learn basics, cooking theory, nutrients, management. Now comes real cooking. 99% of you will sacrifice yourselves for the 1% who will rise. Megumi starts vibrating like a Nokia phone. He continues, "Last year, 812 students enrolled. Only 76 graduated. Work hard or get out." After this fear-inducing speech, the students become motivated, probably because they don't want to die. Irina thinks, Soma-type students are trash. I don't want to ever see that pig again. But then the host calls the new transfer student. And guess who walks on stage? Soma. Irina's soul exits her body. Soma grabs the mic and delivers the most chaotic speech. "My name is Soma. I'm glad to be here, unexpectedly. But listen up, I'm not losing to you clowns. Open your ears. The number 1 spot is mine." Silence. Every student in the hall. Who is this confident poor boy? Even the audience watching the recap goes, "Bro, at least sit down before getting expelled." The students start cheering for Soma in their own weird ways. Backstage, Soma runs into Irina again. Irina looks at him like she just saw a ghost. How'd you pass the exam?" "I literally failed you." Soma shows her a letter. "Yeah, well apparently I passed." "Irina, you're trash. Your food is trash. Even if you try your whole life, you'll still be trash." And she turns to leave dramatically like a discount Disney villain. But Soma stops her and says, "I held a knife when I was 3 years old. I spent 12 years in the kitchen. I won't let you call my cooking trash. One day, I'll make something you'll like." Irina freezes. Her brain blue screens. Meanwhile, director Grandpa and the old staff listen secretly and smile like they're watching a TV serial. Next scene, Megumi, on the other hand, sits alone thinking, "I'm gonna stay away from that crazy new boy if I want to survive." But life says, nope. In class, everyone is glaring at Soma like he stole their lunch money. Megumi, poor thing, ends up in the same class as him. During practice kitchen time, the boys stare at Soma like they're ready to form a hate club. Megumi stands next to him, terrified. Soma asks what happened. Megumi whispers, "If I fail again, the school will expel me." Soma replies, "Wait, then how did you even get admitted in the first place?" Megumi's heart, collision shattered into 49 pieces. She thinks, "I'm trying so hard to avoid trouble. And this is the partner I get?" They finally introduce themselves, but everyone keeps staring like they're watching a zoo exhibit. Megumi sweats harder. Suddenly, a Russian chef enters. His accent is so thick, even Google Translate would give up. "Good morning. Time to learn, my apprentice." Megumi whispers. His name is Chef Chappelle. He's really strict. Chappelle announces, "I expect only A or A+. Anything lower, you fail." Megumi, crying noises. She explains, he expelled 18 students last year. He is called a chef who never smiles. Brother, even Thanos smiled once. This man does not. Chappelle assigns the task. Make bouillabaisse within 2 hours. Megumi, what even I asked that? Is that a spell? Everyone starts cooking. It's a chicken dish, but Megumi is trembling like a leaf. She thinks, at least Soma is confident. Soma, so, what are we making again? Buafufa? What? Megumi faints internally. You've never made this once? Soma, nope, but the name is weird, so we'll figure something out. Megumi starts crying again. Soma looks at the whiteboard for the recipe, while Megumi begins cooking. She counts every minute like she's defusing a bomb. Soma gets distracted by spices. Megumi, look at all these cool spices. Megumi, why is this man not scared? She goes to grab plates. Behind her, 2 jealous boys giggle suspiciously. A few minutes later, Soma asks, Megumi, did you open the pressure cooker? She says no. Soma instantly realizes, oh, those 2 idiots did something. They open the cooker. Disaster. The chicken is swimming in enough salt to kill a whale. Megumi panics. Tears incoming. Chappelle notices like a hawk. Only 30 minutes left. Megumi remembers her family and starts crying. But Soma shows her backup ingredients and says, it's okay. I've got something Time for my magic. Soma starts working his magic while Megumi assists him like a nervous sidekick. Time is running out. So the two bully boys in the corner start laughing like villains from a kid's cartoon. Chappelle, the Russian Terminator chef, finishes tasting one team's dish and gives them an A. The two evil boys are about to present their dish too. But before they can, Soma and Megumi walk up confidently to Chappelle. The boys freeze. Their souls leave their body. Chappelle asks, "Weren't you two in trouble? How did you manage to cook chicken this fast?" Soma explains, "I used honey, speeds up the process, and adds flavor. Our man really speed ran cooking with honey hacks." He makes Megumi taste the dish. The moment she eats it, boom, her whole body reacts. She enters a fantasy where she's floating in a pool of honey, shining like a golden caramel goddess, and Chappelle is also there bathing. Yes, the trauma is real. Chappelle tastes the dish and smiles. This man hasn't smiled since the dinosaurs died. He gives him an A and says this dish is perfect. Meanwhile, the two bully boys serve their chicken, which looks like someone roasted it inside a volcano. Half burnt, half salty enough to mummify a camel. Chappelle fails them instantly. Two other boys who got to start plotting revenge on Soma. Megumi thanks Soma, and he asks her to partner up again. Then he makes her try his octopus dish, but dipped in honey this time. He shoves it in her mouth with zero warning. She screams. Her face reacts like she just bit into an electric wire. Basically the same reaction Mayu had earlier. Hisako tells Irina-sama, Soma passed Chef Chappelle's exam. Irina, don't say his name. Girl is acting like Soma is Voldemort. Next day, Soma looks for the Polar Star dorm. A piece of paper flies from his hand. Turns out it contained important rules, but he didn't notice. On his way, he sees huge luxury hotels and thinks, wow, my dorm room must be amazing too. Reality, he arrives at something that looks like a haunted mansion from Scooby-Doo. He enters and sees a girl chasing animals boys fighting MMA style pure madness. Then, with a puff of smoke, the landlady appears. Fumio Daimado, a scary-looking grandma with final boss energy. She says, to stay here, you must cook something for me. Soma, where did this rule come from? Grandma, from the paper you dropped, genius. But the kitchen is empty. Nothing left except rice, breadcrumbs, one egg. Grandma says, you're unlucky, kid. You'll have to work hard. Soma replies, I can make something out of anything. So Grandma takes him to the kitchen and epic background music plays as Soma starts cooking like a shonen protagonist powering up. With almost no ingredients, Soma somehow creates a hamburger. A small, simple, delicious-looking masterpiece. Fumio tastes it and starts vibrating like she's possessed. She gets flashbacks of her youth, romantic nights, her lover, sweet whispers, and gulu-gulu times. Grandma was wild back in the day. She almost kisses Soma in excitement. Luckily, she stops and instead gives him the room key. This kid is amazing. He's interesting. Soma goes to bathe, but Megumi is already inside. She turns red like a tomato and screams as if she just saw a ghost. Soma returns to his room, feeling weirdly lonely. He's lived with his dad for 15 years, so being alone hits different. Soma feels lonely staying in his creepy haunted dorm room, but suddenly a guy drops down from the ceiling like a ninja and invites him upstairs. Soma goes up and finds a whole squad waiting. Genji, Yuki, the hot girl Ryoko, Shoji, Daigo, and a quiet dude whose name sounds like Shun. Shinshon, S-U-N. Bro's name needs subtitles. Soma spots Megumi and goes, oh hey, you live here too? Megumi, yes. Did you pass the entrance exam? Soma, yeah, first try. How many tries did you need? Megumi's soul, airplane leaving body, because she needed 3 months to pass one test. Ryoko offers Soma some rice juice, basically alcohol disguised as nutrition. Soma asks, doesn't the landlady get mad about late night partying? Immediately, Fumio's voice blasts from the speaker. You two, come downstairs and help with the party supplies. If Grandma is partying, who are these kids to stop? Yuki starts talking about the Elite 10 Council. Soma, clueless, stares like, Elite what? Genji explains, there are 10 members. They work directly under the director. They can make any rule and the teachers must obey. Total power. Soma, oh. Meanwhile, Shun formally welcomes Soma and says they should all be friends. Everyone starts drinking rice juice and dancing like they're already drunk, and they probably are. Suddenly Shoji and Daigo start fighting. I cook better. No, I cook better. Yuki tries stopping them, but they snap. Your cooking is worse than both of ours. Girl got roasted without even participating. The word cooking reminds Soma of his trauma, so he brings out his cursed octopus tentacle dish. Everyone eats it. Everyone immediately regrets living. They start vomiting, screaming, collapsing like NPCs dying in slow motion. Even Grandma joins the chaos like she's at a music festival. After this wild night, everyone crashes to sleep. But Shun wakes up secretly and makes Soma a dish, mackerel fry. Soma eats it and gets instant happiness. Shun then reveals, I am the 7th seat of the Elite 10. Soma, what? Bro, you dress like a depressed tree. Shun says he heard Soma's speech and wants to taste his cooking too. Soma eats more of Shun's fish and asks, you got a restaurant or something? This cooking style with cabbage and fish, normal people don't do that. Shun explains, it's a technique. Anyway, your turn now. Soma starts frying fish, and the sizzling sound wakes everyone. They gather like excited villagers. Yo, it's a food battle. Soma brings his dish, crispy outside, juicy inside. Everyone bites in and immediately gets food orgasms. Somewhere, clothes explode. Bodies sparkle. Happiness reigns. They can't understand how boiling fish first made it so tasty. Shun explains, it's the pole method. You keep pouring oil over the fish while frying. It's a high-level French technique. Soma, my dad taught me. Never heard the French name. Everyone eats again and enters nirvana. Somewhere a shirt tears. Somewhere, someone starts floating. Typical food wars reaction. Shun thanks Soma for the dish. Megumi wakes up, sees both of them half-dressed in cooking glory mode, and thinks, what in the name of noodles is going on here? Genji is before Soma leaves. Shun says, if you ever want advice about the Elite 10, ask me. Don't be shy. So Soma asks, how do I become a member of the Elite 10? Soma asks Shun, Ishiki, so what do I have to do to join the Elite 10? Ishiki freezes internally. Man was not expecting the MC to speedrun ambition. He asks, why do you even want to join the Elite 10? Where does your motivation come from? Soma confidently says, if I beat you and take your 7th seat, I can finally prove to my dad how good of a chef I am. Ishiki's brain, bro wants my job and my dignity? He tells Soma, I'll answer tomorrow. Inside, he's thinking, you'll find out soon enough, kid. The sun rises. Everyone wakes up like zombies. Genji looks at his messed up room and screams, these idiots always destroy my room after partying. I'm banning them next time. Nobody will listen. Even the audience knows that. Everyone gathers for breakfast. Soma shows up, all pumped and ready to fight Ishiki in a food battle for the Elite 10 seat. Nobody takes him seriously. They're all just waiting for breakfast that Grandma's cooking. Suddenly, scene cut, a giant arena full of screaming fans. Arena versus Kiyoshi food war is happening. People are losing their minds like it's WWE for chefs. Ishiki explains to Soma, you can't just randomly challenge people to food battles. You need an official food wars declaration. Both chefs must agree, offer something valuable as a bet, select judges, get official approval. Then you can fight. Soma, so basically paperwork. Ishiki, yes, the deadliest ingredient. Kiyoshi, a sumo wrestler, has put his dojo on the line. Irina wants the land for construction. If she wins, the sumo group must give even more dojos. Then Kiyoshi tastes Irina's food and feels like his ancestors slapped him directly. He accepts defeat. Irina immediately orders bulldozers to destroy his dojos. This girl is scary. Real-life Thanos, but blonde. Back at the dorm, Ishiki says Soma has something special. Shun replies, come on, you haven't even used your real signature dish against him yet. You were just playing around. Ishiki, no, I put effort into that dish. Inside though, he's thinking, let's see how far Soma goes. This will be fun. Next morning, Yuki explains, to cook here, we use our own ingredients. Examples. Yuki has her own chicken farm. Ryoko has her own rice storage. Shun chops wood shirtless like a dark fantasy lumberjack. Ishiki has a massive field he farms at sunrise, wearing the strangest half-naked clothes. Megumi comes to help too, wearing a cute outfit. Soma and Yuki compliment her dress, and she blushes like a boiled tomato. Ishiki gives Soma a tomato straight from his field. Soma tastes it and nearly ascends to heaven. Soon everyone joins and works in the field together. After a while, they take a break. Megumi makes onigiri for everyone, Doraemon's favorite rice balls. Everyone loves them. Megumi also serves everyone green tea, and after drinking it, the whole Polar Star dorm basically becomes her fan club. Soma asks, you don't cook this well in class. How did you suddenly become Gordon Ramsay here? Megumi's soul leaves her body. She whispers, I get scared when everyone is watching me. Girl is basically a pressure cooker with anxiety. Everyone starts walking back, and Yuki and Ryoko tell Soma about the thousands of food activities and contests in the academy. Just like normal schools have clubs for science and math, Tatsuki has clubs for food. Soma starts checking which club to join and sees the Rice Ball Research Society. He decides to check it out, but the moment he arrives, the club leader looks like someone stole his lunch money. The club is about to be shut down. Soma flips through the recipe book and says, these are actually interesting. Why is the club closing? Leader Konishi starts crying. Rice balls are meant only for men, but the club is closing because of one girl. Soma, who? Konishi, dramatic voice Irina. Apparently, Irina can shut down any club with budget cuts, and if she personally dislikes a club, she nukes it from existence. The only way to save a club is to challenge her in a food war and win. But her conditions for accepting a challenge are so terrifying that most students don't even try. Just then, BM, the hot meat girl, Ikumi Mito, enters with her goons to shut down Konishi's club. She flicks her hair, points at Konishi, and says, "Look, sweetheart, your food is third class. Your club is garbage. Say bye-bye." Then she cuts Konishi's long hair braid like a samurai. Megumi panics and whispers. She's Ikumi Mito, a meat master. She cooks meat like it's a religion. Before Ikumi can burn the club down, Soma steps forward. "I'll fight you in a food war on behalf of the Rice Ball Society." Ikumi recognizes him from his chaotic speech in the ceremony. The rules. If Soma loses, he must leave Tatsuki Academy. If Ikumi loses, she must join the Rice Ball Club. Ikumi is shocked but accepts the challenge. Food war will be in 3 days. Megumi asks, "So, how will you win?" Soma, "No idea." Ikumi, meanwhile, is overflowing with confidence. Girl thinks she can cook him into extinction. Konishi explains there's an A to C ranking system for meat. Flavor scores go up to 125. The best meat is A5, expensive, premium, elite tier stuff. Ikumi's family OWNS, a meat company, so she has access to top tier A5. Soma and team, they have pocket change and a dream. Konishi takes out his wallet and finds 3 coins, a squished note, and maybe a dead fly. So A5 meat is out of the question. Soma says, doesn't matter what meat it is. What matters is how we cook it. They start experimenting. Soma cooks multiple meat dishes. Konishi tastes them one by one, but nothing has the kick needed to beat Ikumi. After countless attempts, they fail. Konishi collapses mentally. Soma scratches his head like, so what now? Megumi tells him to take a break. Maybe an idea will come. Soma remembers. Oh yeah, like the honey idea during Chappelle's test. He thanks Megumi. Inspiration unlocked. Soma sprinkles salt on a steak, covers it with onion, and then starts hammering it like he's forging Thor's hammer. Soma finishes frying the meat, plates it with rice, and tops it with a mountain of onions. Konishi suddenly has a nostalgic flashback like an old Bollywood hero. Yes, I remember. Years ago, when singers Phil and Shelp visited Japan, they had a toothache. So he served meat exactly like this. Bro remembers things from before Wi-Fi was invented. Konishi and Megumi taste Soma's dish. Instant bliss. Both of them melt like butter in summer. They've finally found the kick they were searching for. In Irina's office, Ikumi proudly announces, "For the food war, I've chosen black filet, Kirk Wagyu, even better than A5. Irina's eyes sparkle like she just got a new credit card. Soma, your career is finished. Mean girl energy, 200%. Ikumi tries on different bras before the battle. Yes, that scene exists. Yes, I cannot show it. Yes, you can imagine it yourselves, you degenerates. Anyway, the students gossip. Rice Ball Club is done today. Konishi gives Soma all the ingredients he could afford, which honestly looks like leftovers from a discount store. Megumi looks at the giant crowd and starts shaking like an electric toothbrush. She asks Soma, "Aren't you scared?" Soma, "My shop gets bigger crowds than this." Flex level, protagonist. At the arena, a cute announcer Ularaka welcomes everyone. Half the boys fall in love instantly. Then she introduces the meat master herself, Ikumi Mito. She walks out like a swimsuit model entering a cooking Avengers movie. Ularaka, jealous. Whatever. The boys still like me. Finally, she announces Soma, and the audience goes wild. Megumi nearly faints. Konishi asks, "Bro, why does the audience hate you so much?" Soma, "I don't know, man. I didn't even do anything. Plot armor just makes people mad sometimes." Host explains, if Soma loses, expelled. If Ikumi loses, she must join the Rice Ball Club, and the club gets funding. Even Irina shows up to watch because nothing gives her joy like watching Soma fail. Ikumi whips out her A5 meat and starts cooking. Everyone can smell the premium aroma. Soma pulls out the cheapest bargain bin meat ever. Everyone, what the? Soma, I bargained for this too. Ikumi laughs like, bro, poverty is not a flex. Irina tells Hisako, no one can cook better meat than Ikumi. Look at her technique. When she touches the meat, it's like playing a piano. Ikumi is basically doing Beethoven's Fifth Symphony on that steak. Meanwhile, Soma is calmly cutting, frying, doing his thing. Ikumi taunts, why haven't you run away yet? Soma doesn't answer. Ikumi, oh, he's scared. Soma, I won't talk. My food will speak. He drops this like a mic drop line. Ikumi blushes. Even the judges blush. The pan blushes. He starts frying his meat. The sound is so satisfying Ikomi gets startled. Time is almost up. Everyone is staring intensely like they're watching the IPL final. The bell rings. Ikomi presents her dish first. Amazing presentation. She literally shaped meat into flowers. The judges taste it and love it. Then it's Soma's turn. His dish name is Euro-style charred pounded don. Judges laugh. Is this even edible? But when Soma removes the lid, judges take a bite. The judges finish Soma's entire bowl like hungry zombies. Their hands are moving automatically because Soma cooked the meat in red wine, frying it into a sauce so tempting it could start a cult. Everyone from Soma's side is celebrating. But Ikomi says, no way a simple sauce can't beat my premium A5 meat. But it did. And the judges literally ask for seconds. Ikomi feels betrayed. They didn't even finish MY dish properly. Soma explains, in this dish, rice is the hero. You added NO seasoning to it. But I did. Soma feeds Ikomi his dish. She slowly eats it, and suddenly, BM, childhood trauma unlocked. She remembers how her father treated her like a meat soldier, training her brutally and ruining her childhood. She cries while eating, which is ironically the best reaction any Tatsuki dish can get. Finally, the judges declare Soma the winner. Irina gets up, furious, and says, take away Ikomi's kitchen. Failures don't belong here. The girl is literally Thanos with lip gloss. Soma yells, hey meat, feed me your dish too. Ikomi turns red. Stop calling me meat. And who even are you? Soma smirks. You're the best meat chef I've ever met. Working with you would be fun. Sweet meat. Ikomi's brain. System overheating. She runs away, blushing like a tomato in the sun. Konishi thanks Soma for saving the rice ball club. He says Soma can join. But next day, Ikomi arrives at the club, all dressed up, asking, where is Soma? Konishi tells her the truth. Welcome. You will now lead the rice ball club. Sweet meat. Ikomi's brain crashes again. Soma learns a food training camp is coming soon. Everyone gathers and asks Ishiki about it since he survived last year. Ishiki says, this is not a normal camp. Last year, tons of students were expelled. Megumi faints instantly. Yuki screams, OH God, she's dead. No, she's just Megumi. They still decide to go because Ishiki will guide them. The camp starts in 7 days, and even Irina will be there. Everyone packs their bags. 3 days later, buses arrive. Not normal buses, not public buses. These are luxury, rich people buses. They reach a luxury hotel, of course also owned by Tatsuki. Rich school supremacy. Inside the hall, Soma meets Ikomi, meat, who blushes when she sees him. She warns him, be careful. All these boys hate you from the start. Then Chappelle, Russian Terminator chef, appears on stage. This camp lasts 6 days. You will be divided into groups. If the judges don't like your dishes, you fail and go home. Megumi starts shaking again. Then dozens of judges walk in, graduates of Tatsuki. These people look like final boss chefs. One chef, Shinomiya, immediately expels a girl for sneezing or breathing wrong. Shinomiya, Mr. Obama-looking chef, expels a girl just because he didn't like the smell of her hair. Bro, what level of insanity is this? Man's nose has more power than the entire school administration. Then a pointy-goatee chef suddenly gets hard eyes for Megumi and starts praising her. But before Megumi can die of embarrassment, a teacher named Hinako jumps in. You're so tasty too, ma'am, please. This is a cooking camp, not Tinder. Next enters a guy who literally looks like anime Obama, Jindo Jaima, the top student of Tatsuki and a walking legend. All the students get starstruck. He explains, in this camp, the judges will treat you like employees. They will train you. They can also expel you anytime. Basically, welcome to Hell Kitchen, School Edition. Everyone gets hyped up with fear and motivation. Soma invites everyone to party in Genji's room. Genji screams, and no you don't, you menace. Sadly, everyone listens and leaves. Soma and Megumi get paired again. Hinako is their judge for the first challenge. 2 guys approach Soma, the Aldini brothers. The skinny one, Takumi, starts massaging Soma's foot like a weird villain introduction. I made you my rival the moment I saw you. I will defeat you. Soma, internally, why is this dude touching my foot? Hinako tells everyone, all ingredients must be gathered from nature outside. Fish, mushrooms, whatever you find. They even give the students fishing rods for free. The students sprint outside like wildlife hunters. Takumi tries persuading Hinako to judge a duel between him and Soma. Hinako says, no, I don't care. Chubby brother Isami drags Takumi away like a misbehaving toddler. Outside, 99% of students catch fish. But the Aldini bros? Nah, they catch a duck. They proudly say there were rabbits and ducks out here too, but all you peasants only thought about fish. Then they cut the duck at lightning speed. Soma watches like, damn, okay, respect. Takumi finally introduces himself properly. I'm Takumi Aldini. This is my chubby brother, Isami. We grew up in our father's Italian restaurant. We'll show you who the real master chef is, Soma Yukihira. Soma gets fired up too. Hinako watches everything with with interest. Isami takes out a sword-like knife and starts slicing herbs so fast the leaves enter another dimension. Within seconds, they finish their dish. Everyone is impressed. Hinako tastes it and praises the rich flavor. It's delicious. The mint sauce is heavenly. Feels like I'm at a music show. Turns out, the sauce normally takes a week to make, but the brothers used fish to speed it up. Hinako passes them. Meanwhile, the goatee chef passes Irina too, because of course he does. Flashback. The brothers worked in their Italian restaurant since childhood, becoming incredibly skilled before joining Tatsuki. But after hearing Soma's speech during the entrance ceremony, they decided he must be defeated. Hinako agrees to judge the duel and declares, the loser must kneel and say, I'm the loser. Both Soma and Takumi freeze. Takumi, good luck? Soma thinks, he may duck. What should I do now? Soma is panicking inside, thinking, what should I even make to beat Takumi's duck dish? Suddenly, brain works. He gives Megumi a shopping list and immediately steals Hinako's bag of rice crackers. Takumi asks, what will you even do with that? Soma hands the packet to Takumi, then runs away like a thief escaping CCTV. Outside, Megumi gathers ingredients like she's playing Minecraft. Meanwhile, Soma is literally fighting chickens for their eggs. Hinako is rejecting every group's dish like Gordon Ramsay on caffeine. Nope. Trash. Try again. She tells them they can remake it as long as time is left. Takumi checks the time. Why is Soma taking so long? Only 15 minutes left. Isami says, at this rate, he'll lose automatically. But Takumi replies, no, I want to beat him properly. Suddenly Soma returns, looking like he fought a war. Soma begins cooking, with Megumi helping like a nervous Pokemon. Takumi immediately realizes Soma's plan. He'll coat the fish with crushed rice crackers and fry it. Crispy and fast. Soma crushes the crackers, coats the fish, and deep fries it. And yes, if you're thinking, this sounds like KFC, Kirker Momos, or Poha crusted snacks. Yes. Soma invented Indian street food before India did. The dish is ready. Hinako tastes it and explodes with happiness. The texture is incredible. He whipped eggs and added pearl salt to create heavenly mayonnaise. She feels like she's swimming underwater with fishes, and suddenly a fish prince hugs her from behind. Ma'am, this is a cooking exam, not a fantasy romance. Soma names his dish after the rice cracker brand. Hinako thinks. Takumi is incredibly skilled and knowledgeable, but Soma is insanely creative. She passed both Soma and Megumi. But Takumi wants a winner. Who won between us? Hinako starts to announce, but suddenly Shinomiya calls her back. Time is over. She runs away without naming a winner. Takumi, this isn't over. Next time, we fight in a real food war. Next scene, Soma and Takumi end up sitting side by side on the bus. Same seat, same row, same awkwardness. Takumi inside. No one won. But why do I feel like I lost? Soma inside. He's my age. And is this good? Damn. Everyone arrives and reunites. Shun tells them, everyone passed the test. But the next challenge is near the mountain. Yuki imagines hot springs, delicious food, relaxation, reality hits. Chef Shinomori says, you will cook for the bodybuilder club. Each guy eats 50 plates. Also, the football club and wrestling club will soon arrive. After feeding all of them, you must cook your own food too. Anyone who fails gets expelled. Everyone's soul leaves their body. They start cooking like factory workers. Arms hurting, shoulders dying, motivation extinct. Yuki cries. These people are monsters. Meanwhile, Soma finishes his 50 plates like it's nothing. Bro is built different. Takumi barely finishes 45 plates, while Soma finishes all 50 and passes easily. Takumi, furious. I was almost done too. Soma leaves to relax in the hot spring, thinking, since I'm alone, I'll bathe first. He confidently enters and crashes straight into Irina, who is already inside. Irina turns red like someone spilled chili powder on her. She was singing while bathing, and Soma heard everything. So obviously, he starts making fun of her. Nice voice, Irina. Want to play cards? Irina, I did not waste my time on stupid things. Just then Hisako enters and shouts, what are you doing here? Soma casually says, oh, nothing. I just fell on top of Irina. But Soma says loudly, come on, I fell right on top of you. Irina, mentally, I am going to kill you. Soma enters the men's bath and runs into Jin, Dojima himself. They both freeze awkwardly for a moment. Then they start bathing like normal dudes having a deep TED talk. Soma brags, I came here first. Jin laughs, yes, this year you came first, but last year another student beat you here. The 7th seat of the Elite 10 is Shiki. Soma realizes, so Irina finished her 50 plates even faster than me? Jin explains, Irina has the god tongue. She can taste anything and instantly know its region, city, country. She's insanely dangerous. Honestly, the whole academy is a battlefield. Students crush each other to rise. Jin wishes Soma luck and leaves just as Takumi enters. Takumi sees Jin and flips out. That was Dojima? the dojima. Soma nods casually like it's no big deal. Takumi dies inside. Meanwhile, the girl's hot spring is massive and beautiful. Megumi brings her little rubber ducky, while Yuki stares at Ryoko's precious assets with evil eyes. Later, in their huge hotel room, everyone behaves like kids on a school trip. Jinji tries to impose discipline, then falls asleep immediately. Half the group sleeps, half stays awake. Megumi quietly thanks Soma. If you weren't my partner, I wouldn't have passed. When I'm with you, my heart beats really fast. Everyone misunderstands. Today's task: make a dish using 9 vegetables, basically a vegetable sandwich. No partners. Everyone cooks alone. Time limit, 1 hour. All vegetables are on one table. Everyone runs like wild dogs to grab them. Megumi gets shoved around, but manages to collect most of them. Only cabbage is left, but looks terrible. My mom wouldn't use that even during an apocalypse. Megumi suddenly gets an idea to revive the cabbage. 2 boys whisper nearby, and Shinomiya immediately expels them. Outside, Jin Dojima watches everything like it's a reality TV show. Meanwhile, we cut to other classes where everyone is struggling with their challenges. Everyone is struggling under insane pressure. Shinomiya. Next up is Soma, who serves his dish. Shinomiya eats silently and quietly passes him. Then Megumi finishes her dish and nervously presents it. Shinomiya takes 1 bite and fails her instantly. Megumi, confused but polite, asks, "Can you at least tell me where I went wrong?" Shinomiya replies, "You used vinegar to whiten the cabbage. It ruined the flavor. This dish is unrecognizable. Total failure." Soma jumps in. "If you're treating us like employees, then you should provide proper ingredients. The vegetables were bad. That is your responsibility." Shinomiya smirks. "I purposely put rotten cabbage to reduce the number of students passing. And listen, kid, I have the authority to fail you and your little girlfriend together." Soma gets furious, but Megumi stops him. "It's okay, Soma. I'm fine." Soma ignores her and challenges Shinomiya to a food war to save Megumi. All students whisper, "Has this guy lost his mind? He's challenging a beast." Shinomiya laughs and refuses. But then Jin Dojima and Hinako arrive. Hinako tastes Megumi's dish and says, "This tastes good." "Shinomiya, what nonsense are you doing?" Shinomiya squeezes her head like a stress ball. Jin steps in. "Megumi did the best she could. Can't you pass her?" Shinomiya, "Not a chance." Hinako pleads for a second chance. Jin approves the food war. Megumi cries and asks, "Why would you risk everything for me?" Soma roasts her by joking about it, making her angry. "Why are you making fun of me?" Megumi wants to repay Soma somehow, but Soma says, "You don't need to. I just did what I had to do." Everyone worries that Soma and Megumi got expelled. Jinji panics, but Shun reveals their names aren't on the fail list. Jin takes Soma and Megumi to a hidden underground arena. All the legendary Tatsuki graduates are waiting. The goatee Gayatoshie girl who looks like female L from Death Note, Mizuhara, more scary prodigies. Jin says, "Here are all the vegetables. Use whatever you want." But Megumi will be the head chef. Megumi nearly faints from fear. Soma protests, "I made the challenge, not Megumi." Jin replies, "Yes, but how will we know Megumi's true ability? She can't depend on you forever." Shinomiya starts cooking confidently. Megumi, standing frozen, brain loading at 2 megabits per second. Shinomiya mocks, "Too bad, kid. Your fate is in the hands of this useless chef." Hinako snaps, "Ugh, Shinomiya, you're horrible." Megumi, "Don't worry. Show him what you've got." But Megumi only gets more scared. Jin sighs and tells Soma, "Soma, leave if you don't trust her." Soma replies, "I do trust her." And then he drops the big line, "And once I stand behind someone, I never walk away." Legend mode activated. Soma tells Megumi, "A real chef never runs away from the kitchen." Then he grabs her hands and slaps her. Not lightly, not politely. Full wake up, CPU slap. Soma explains, "My grandmother said slaps help the brain start working." Therapists worldwide. Man standing. Megumi panics. "We need to cook something better than Shinomiya." "But what?" Soma says, "Don't think about beating him. Think about what you love, what you want to make." Megumi remembers her mom's cooking, and suddenly her brain gets a Wi-Fi signal. She decides what to make. Meanwhile, Soma's friends learn he's in a food war with Shinomiya. Yuki is stressed like she just saw exam results. Megumi tells Soma her recipe idea, but it needs a lot of time. Soma doesn't care. "Let's do it." Megumi becomes head chef, running the kitchen like a tiny Gordon Ramsay, while Soma supports her like the best sidekick ever. The other chefs watch Soma's speed and whisper, "His dad only owns a tiny shop, but this kid is better than most Tatsuki students." Time is up. The judges sit down for a literal feast of destruction. Shinomiya serves his dish made with vegetables blended into meat, wrapped in cabbage, then steamed. Dojima explains his backstory. Hinako eats and says, "Shinomiya is trash as a human, but damn, his food is amazing." Everyone tastes it and gets emotional emotional like they're hearing sad violin music. Even Mizuhara says, if you hadn't made this dish, I would have called it perfect. Shinomiya and Mizuhara clearly hate each other, but professionally. Megumi gets stage fright, brain shutting down like Windows XP. Soma pats her back. You got this. Go. Megumi presents her dish. Everyone's eyes widen. She made a rainbow tranche using 5 vegetables. Shinomiya scoffs. Copycat. You made a tranche too. Megumi says no. This is MY style. The judges taste it, and then everything explodes with happiness. The green sauce is made from leaves, the yellow sauce from lemon, and together the dish creates 14 different flavors. Dojima explains Megumi's tomato technique. She heated the tomatoes to mimic the sun-drying her mother used to do. The goatee chef says, Shinomiya is a magician, but Megumi, she is nature's beauty. Hinako adds, she gave me pure happiness. Hitoshi says, she's like a snow queen feeding us vegetables. Mizuhara says, let's stop calling her human at this point. Megumi gets emotional. The girl who was once called a failure is now blowing away elite judges. Winner will be chosen by placing coins on plates. More coins equals winner. Megumi remembers everything she's gone through and thinks, I just want to stay in this school, please. Shinomiya's plate receives 3 coins. Megumi's plate receives 0. Meaning, then, flashback time. Shinomiya and the others had just graduated. He moved to France, trained for 6 long years, and finally opened his own French restaurant. But his staff became jealous of his skill and secretly ruined his dishes. Customers stopped coming. His dream collapsed. The restaurant was about to close. Shinomiya fired the staff and rebuilt everything alone. Slowly, customers returned. He won awards. He became famous. But success changed him. He became cold, strict, and emotionless, like a pressure cooker with trust issues. Jin forces Shinomiya to eat Megumi's dish. Shinomiya takes one bite, and at first he hates it, but then a memory hits him. His mother's voice. Shinomiya, don't pretend to be a bad person. Make friends. Understand people. His eyes tear up, but he quickly wipes them away like a macho anime villain. He quietly places 1 coin into Megumi's plate. Mizuhara asks Megumi, why did you use bold spices and herbs? Megumi explains, you all have been eating heavy food for many days. Your stomachs must be tired, so I used herbs to help digestion. Everyone gets emotional. Hinako also votes for Megumi. Now, the match becomes a draw. Shinomiya officially passes Megumi. Megumi breaks down, crying from relief. Soma and Megumi step outside and notice they both have 100 missed calls from friends. Soma tells her, go meet them. They're worried. Megumi thanks Soma one last time and runs to the group. Soma stands alone, angry. I couldn't beat Shinomiya. I lost. Meanwhile, at the hotel room, Yuki sees Soma enter and immediately shakes him like a blender. Where were you? We thought you died. Everyone was worried, but now they all decide to party the whole night. Genji, of course, is terrified and wants to sleep. And with that, all right, I'm leaving now. See you next week. Till then, Sanra, maid tax.